Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special edition, the Valentine's Day edition of Let's Talk About Love. I'm Oscar Crawford, your host, and I welcome you to share the next 30 minutes with me as we talk about some of the origins and traditions of Valentine's Day. But first, I want to introduce you to two friends who provide incredible services. The first is Amelia Malan. She has a business called Amelia's Creations. She produces bracelets, pendants, precious stones. Her designs are so perfectly curated to call to your soul and express who you are, you're going to want one. Visit Amelia's Creations on Instagram at Amelia Malan91, AMELIA MALAN91. Amelia says life is an adventurous journey. My work is not just a hobby, it is my soul's love for creation of beautiful jewelry. I am thankful for this gift of love invested in me. I encourage you to visit Amelia Malan91 on Instagram. And the second person I want to introduce you to quickly is Wesley Kittling. He has a business called Wes's Credit Repair. Wesley Kittling has spent a lifetime helping people realize their potential in their pursuit of happiness. As he has observed over the last 2 decades, he has seen people devastated by losing jobs, houses, cars, and their families. After examining what he could do, the one thing he realized he could do is help people repair their credit. And that's what he's doing now. Now, if you are a person who could use some help in rebuilding and restoring your credit score, Wes's number is 602-670-6248. It's only good in the U.S. 602-670-6248. All right, now, I want to talk to you about a couple of traditions out of which we have derived this day of love we call Valentine's Day. I'm going to share those with you, and then I'm going to share a special message with you from another friend who's a photographer in Houston, Texas. Her name is Cherie Hefner. Cherie has put up a word today that I get the privilege to share with you, and I want you to hear that in just a moment. All right, now, a couple of things. Valentine's Day grows out of Roman culture, that high and hearty Roman culture that many of us are aware of, that is kind of mind-blowing, and yet it did happen. All right, so hear this. From February 13 to 15, we talk about these wild and crazy Romans who celebrated a feast of Lupercalia. The men sacrificed a goat and a dog, then whipped women with the hides of the animals they had just slain. Okay, sounds really exciting, doesn't it? The Roman romantics were drunk. They were naked. They believed if they hit each other, men, if they hit each other, they believed it would make them fertile. This brutal feast included a matchmaking lottery in which young men drew the names of women from a jar. I know you want to be involved in that one. The couple would then be coupled up for the duration of the festival or longer if the match was right. Now here's where it gets a little more interesting. The ancient Romans may be responsible for the name of our modern day of love. Emperor Claudius II executed 2 men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with a celebration of St. Valentine's Day. The second piece I want to share with you is that while there are numerous martyrdom stories associated with various Valentines connected to February 14th, including this written account of St. Valentine of Rome's imprisonment for performing weddings for soldiers who were forbidden to marry and for ministering to Christians persecuted under the Roman Empire. According to legend, St. Valentine restored the sight of the blind daughter of his jailer and wrote her a letter signed "Your Valentine" as his farewell. Okay, I hope you like the blues today. Now, I want to read to you what Cherie Hefner has posted today. And when I shared it, I introduced it like this. I said, my loved friends, the party of lovers united is on planet Earth today. I want to recommend to you a double shot of what Cherie Hefner is pouring. It will do you more than good. Keep up the love. Here's what she has to say. Love isn't just found in a significant other. It is not always buried in romance or attraction. Love doesn't stop at one person. It goes far beyond someone who holds your heart. Love can be found in every facet of your life. It is all around you. It is wrapped in sunsets and sunrises where nothing else seems to matter. Time stops and it's just you and the sky's radiant colors. It's embedded in your dreams and the things that move your soul. It's woven between the laughter and endless nights spent with people who matter most. Love is so much more than boy or girl who broke your heart. Love is what feels like home. Love is what you consider to be magic. Love is what awakens your soul. So always go where the love is. Always go where you feel the most alive. Because love isn't just anyone or anything. It is everything. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Today is a great reminder to recognize every kind of love, not solely romance, you have in your life. I like that piece so much. I've shared that now with as many people as I could since I recognized it early this morning. Okay, so now I don't know what's going on in your Valentine's Day, but listen, people go through a lot of changes trying to figure out what to do, whether they've just met, whether they've been together forever. And so there are a lot of hit and misses, and it's only because people don't talk. If you talk to your lovers about what they would like to experience on Valentine's Day, it would take you a great deal further. And if you're really just trying to make points, it'll probably earn you more points too. So open up. If you haven't already done this, find out what they would be interested in doing for dinner or interested in doing for the evening and provide that experience. Now, here's what we know, and this has likely changed a great deal, but it doesn't get as much public attention as other things. But Valentine's Day seems to have been oriented in men serving women or men pursuing women or doing special things for the women in their life. So many of the things that I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to suggest to you would work for both partners. But the stories and the narratives have all been built around men providing experiences to women. So there are things that people are going to be doing today. They're going to be trying to provide experiences to people that may or may not even like Valentine's Day. You know, there are people that I know who are tired of every new holiday, from Sweetest Day to Valentine's Day to another day, to have to spend more money than you would usually spend on your regular life. But the point is that every now and then with our special loved one, we need to do something out of the ordinary, not just for the sake of doing what's loosely called keep it fresh, but to do it because it's the right thing to do. So every now and then you need to treat your partner like it is a special moment for you to give to them that will create a good moment of memory for them and be something that they can look back on and to feel you closer than ever before. I'm saying that to you because I think that's important to do. If you're only going to be loving your lover on Valentine's Day, you are probably not going to have a lover long. Are you hearing me? If you're only loving your lover well on Valentine's Day, you're probably not going to have a lover long. Hear what I'm telling you? I'm an old dude. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So after being married for 30 years, my wife and I have celebrated in a couple of ways already. One began with a moment last night, and that's none of your business. But another began with an early morning meal that I prepared for her, that we sat down and we enjoyed some love ballads while we ate breakfast. And we talked. We talked. It's kind of like those talks that you have with someone that you love. They just get really deep and emotional and feeling, and they feed your soul, and you feel good, and you say, yeah, I want this some more. So I'm hoping you're saying those kinds of things to the person that you love today. So if you only just met the person you're becoming involved with, what should you think about doing for them on Valentine's Day? Well, the first thing you don't want to do, you don't want to start acting possessive of them, because that's not what time it is for your relationship. If you're still getting to know each other, you've connected in a meaningful way, whether or not you've even been intimate yet. What you want to do is just provide for an opportunity for you to be together, Maybe it is a special dinner in a special place. Maybe one of you makes dinner for the other. But whatever it is, talk about it, negotiate it, make it meaningful. If flowers make her heart sing, buy her flowers. I can't tell you about buying jewelry for somebody you just met and you're just getting to know. Jewelry signifies something you want to last for a long time. Well, you're working on that if you're new. So take your time with that, but build your relationship slowly and steady and carefully, making sure that you affirm and empower the person that you love, because you're going to want them doing that for you too. All right. So now, what if you've been together for a year? Maybe you're not living together or married yet, but you're really, really important to each other, and you spend a lot of time together, and you both are clearly important to each other. Well, you may want to kick this up a notch. You might want to invite your loved one to spend a night at a bed and breakfast, or maybe even a weekend. You want to get outside your comfort zone, that area where you live and where you work, and take her away and let her breathe some different air. And then you might turn your love up a notch. And I'm not going to be really graphic here. There's some things I would tell you, but I'll need you to kind of work those out on your own. But whatever you do, when you've gone away to spend that time together, this is not the run-of-the-mill, okay, it's Tuesday or Thursday night, and you just hit each other quickly when you go to bed and go to sleep. No, pour on some significant attention at this time, and let this person know that they are the only thing that exists in your world, and that you appreciate them so much. You're going to go not just the extra mile, you're going to go an extra mile or 2 or 5, maybe not get a lot of sleep that night. Do what you need to do to make your partner feel like they're the only thing that exists and the only thing that is important in your world. Now look, we all know that there's more to adult life than our lovemaking and than our romance. But I'm going to tell you, it's primary. And if you don't feed it, you're going to go hungry, and somebody else is going to want to feed you. So if you care about your relationship, feed the one you love. Feed them attention, feed them your affection, feed them with your presence, feed them with the kinds of things that make them feel good about who they are. I promise you that will serve both of your interests. All right. So what if you're involved with somebody that really doesn't like Valentine's Day? They don't want to be bothered? Well, here are the things that you can do. You can still do something special for them without betraying their interest in particular holidays. And I hope this is not just something you do on a special occasion. I'm encouraging you to be doing these all the time. And there will come times in your life you may fall in a rut, or you may forget, you may not be mindful, you're so preoccupied with the stresses of your life beyond your relationship. Well, I'm saying to you, your relationship is the most important thing to you in your life. I know you got to make money, you got to have a place to live, you need a car, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not taking care of your relationship, everything else you do is going to be taken care of the same way. You're not going to give it as much attention as you need to. But let me tell you, if you're well loved in the privacy of your relationship with the one you love, it doesn't matter what happens outside your house, because you got it. You go out empowered because you've given love to each other in your own special way. And it doesn't matter for you what happens, because you can hang, you are ready, you will deal with it as it comes, and it's no big deal, because you know once you get home, all that other stuff goes away again anyway. And you're back with the one you love, and you're going to celebrate each other, and you're going to be in each other's presence, and it's going to feel really, really good. I hope you are hearing me today. Hope you hear me. All right. Now, what are some other things that you might do if you're really trying to be kind to your lover? Now, here's one that's good. It's kind, it's nice. It will give him or her an opportunity to stand out where they work. But send your best bouquet to her job and have it delivered. If you want to send a voice recording for the person that's delivering to play when they get there, that's fine too. Anything you can add to this makes it better. If you want to send a meal to her job, for her and a few friends, do that. Anything that elevates her and lets it be known that this is the person you love, and you don't half-step. Do the max of what you can do. Now look, if you don't got money to really play this hard, then find other ways to do this. One of the things my wife and I used to love to do, because we worked together for a few years early on in the nursing industry. Every day from 5:30 to 6, we would go to a river and sit down with each other. We'd have a sandwich, we'd breathe, we'd be ready to go back to work in the end of that half hour. But we took those moments. So whatever that private, cool, moment is for you to let each other know that you are with each other regardless of what happens, do that. Find yourself a river. Find yourself a park. Man, look, go for a walk with the person that you love and breathe some outdoor air with them and talk about the things that are of interest to you. Let work go. Listen, let the kids go if you got kids. Let it all go and just be present with them. You know what women like? Women like, I'll tell you what men like in a minute, but that's so simple I don't even need to tell you. What women like is for the person that loves them to be present with them. And sometimes you ain't even got to open your mouth. Your presence alone speaks volumes, because whatever's going on in your head, you're suspending that to be present with them. Now I'll tell you this too. Here's another thing that I'll drop on you right now. Women can tolerate a lot from a person that they love. You may not be the best looking, you may be a little overweight, you might even drink too much. But if you're inattentive and indifferent to that woman, she ain't putting up with none of that. Do you hear me? So make sure that you are always being attentive to the person you love. Or, homie, let me tell you something. If you're inattentive and indifferent long enough, she will remodel her house and you will not even be a stick of furniture in that house anymore. I hope you are hearing me today. Happy Valentine's Day is a wake-up call for somebody I know. All right. Okay. So you can send something special. You can make sure that you're being present. You can ask what is special to the person. Do what is right for you to do. And do it often. Just don't do it on a holiday. Man, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. And the more that you discipline yourself to consistently give this kind of attention to the person you love, the more your relationship will be satisfied. Now, that presumes you're a nice guy and a good guy and you ain't doing craziness, always a threat to your relationship. It's assuming you're a really good guy and you want to be the kind of person to the person you love that will fulfill them and fulfill you to be with them. Now, I told you what some of what women need, and it's a great deal more extensive than that. Women are deliciously complex and complicated, but you don't have to be stupid. Men can be enlightened and learn enough about women to be able to give to women what women want, because quiet as it's kept, women will tell you what they want if you will have dialogue with them in detail. Tell you what they want. Now, men, with us, people think we're pretty simple, and maybe we used to be. Give us sex a few nights a week and we're good to go. Well, we want that, yes, but still, it is not that simple. We want more attention than what's there behind the door. We want that, yes, but we want more than that. We want to enjoy the respect of our loved one. We want them to enjoy ours. We want them to feel proud of us when we're in public, and they want us to feel proud of who they are when we're in public. We kind of want people to wish they had who we're with, but we got them. That's ego, I know, but we're not devoid of ego, especially when it comes to matters of love. And I know the ego gets a really bad whooping, and the ego can be a problem. But the ego doesn't have to always be a problem. The ego is part of you. Use it to your advantage. Do the things that you know will work for you and for the person you love. I hope you're hearing me. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let's go a little further. You want to amp up your love moment, not just today. It'll be good today, but this can be good any day. I'm not going to say do this every day, because something you really do every day, just kind of like brushing your teeth, it will lose value, because nobody's getting turned on by brushing their teeth. If you got a teeth fetish and brushing your teeth is your fetish, more power to you. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying things that we do by rote every day in and out tend to lose its significant value. But if you do this often, your stock will go up in your house. So how would your lady feel if you had said to her, baby, tonight, you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to do anything but be present, because everything you need, I'm going to do. From feed you, to bathe you, get the candles around your tub, the nice music and everything. And when you come out, I'm going to give you a hot oil massage. And yeah, then I'm going to turn you out. But those kinds of things. Say to her that this is your moment. I totally give of me to you. I'll be there and I'll enjoy it. But you know, the point of all this is I want to give to you. And if I don't get anything, fine. Because the point is, I'm intentionally giving to you for you. Because I want you to feel good about who you are. I want you to feel good about who I am. And I'm going to tell you, brother, that would be a heck of a gift to give your lady on Valentine's Day evening. Now, here again, be smart. Talk. Listen, one of the things that people have heard me say is that I talk woman. And few people are brave enough to ask what that means. What that means is women don't just speak English, they use the language. So if a man goes out to a ball game with his friends, he comes home, his wife says, you all have a good time? Yeah, and that's it. If your wife goes out, or your lady, and she goes out with her friends, and you ask her if you care, and I hope you do, when she comes home, you ask her, oh, do you all have a good time? Where'd you go? What'd you do? And she will begin to lay out for you in detail where they met, the drinks they had, what everybody wore, where they went for dinner, what they had, what they talked about. And you may be saying to yourself by now, oh, I didn't really want all that. Don't you dare say that. Even if you think it, don't say it. Listen, because that's important. Speaking woman is to use language in detail to express the details of the life women live. And women appreciate the man who is willing to listen. Now, here's a mistake I hope you don't make on this Valentine's Day. Whether you're with the same person you've been with for a long time or somebody you're just going out with for the first time, brother, shut up. Shut up. You don't need to run your mouth through this whole experience. Be present and listen and contribute where you find it appropriate to contribute. But it's not about you. It's not all about you, and it's never all about you. And I'm going to be honest with you, one of the things that make women sickest the quickest is a fool who can't shut up. He can only talk about himself over and over and over again. And I hope you hear me, because this is going to save you some sadness if you'll learn this at any stage in your relationship, but learn it. People who are interested in the person that they love are interested in them more in terms of interaction than themselves. You don't need to sell yourself all over again. She knows you. She knew you from jump. If a woman didn't intuit her sense of you from the beginning, you would not be where you are now. So just think about that. And I'm saying to you, if you will learn to speak and understand a woman more, you will find that you will accomplish a great deal more in your connections and in your relationships than you ever have. And you can come back and thank me one day and say, Oscar, dang, man, I didn't know. But that's the way love rolls. We are not all designed the same way. And this, brother, I don't care where you're from, this is not your daddy's world. This is not your daddy and your mama's world. The world has changed. People have evolved. Women have evolved. And women ain't going for the same old okie doke they used to, whether it's Valentine's Day or any other day. So you need to come with something to offer of your person if you're going to engage a woman in a very real way. Now, hear that. If you're going to engage a woman in a very real way, you need to come with something of person and personality and presence to be able to give to her in such a way as she says to herself, wow, I could hang out with this brother a little while longer. And I know that's really what you want. Okay, so people are telling me all the time on these special days of love when all the couples are getting together. And singles don't like to go with their friends if they're all mated or married or whatever, because they feel like they stick out like a sore thumb. Well, I want to speak to you for a moment. In the event, those of you who are listening to me may be dealing with a broken-hearted experience. I need to help you understand that, brother or sister, this is not the end of the world, even though it may feel like your soul is being crushed by a giant fist. It is not, because you are alive and feeling. You feel everything so heavy, But I got to tell you, it is your mind's choice to do this to you. Because if you really would take a moment to stand back and look with all the consciousness you can bring to the equation and say, what have I lost? Am I dead? Do I have a disease? No, you've got some emotional pain that will not kill you unless you just dive off in it and want to stay there depressed for the rest of your life. What I am suggesting to you right now is, if you're in the middle of a broken heart, take yourself out. Dress up. Dress up. Take yourself out. Take yourself to dinner. Take yourself to a show. Be out. Be available. Be public. Don't go inside the nest and hide. There's nothing in there. You're used to everything that's where you live. You don't need to stay there. You need to be out. You need to be social. Meet some people, get to know some new people, allow some new people to get to know you. And I'm going to be honest with you, you may quickly discover that the universe has done you a favor by eliminating that person you thought you can't do without. And here's the last secret I'm going to give you about that. For everything you think you cannot live without in your life, God, the universe, the all that is, will show you how. So don't get stuck in that. Life is bigger and more important than that. And I'm not saying to you, deny your feelings. Feel your feelings. Take from them what your feelings want you to take and become smarter. It may be when our relationships go wrong and they end, it may be because we didn't face the facts of what we were seeing all along. Are you hearing me? We may not have faced the facts that we saw all along. Some people call those red flags. Some people call them red lights. But whatever they are, if they're trying to get our attention, we should pay attention. And the other thing is, we don't need to be compromising our souls and ourselves just for the sake of being with somebody. They may really, in fact, not be good for who we are. Hope you're hearing me. So if you're in the midst of a broken-hearted experience on this Valentine's Day, I want you to go outside. I want you to have on your best clothes as you're going to take yourself out, but I want you to scream to the sky the words, thank you. Thank you for loving me enough to take me away from what was no longer good for me. You may have to say that a few times till it becomes real, because I know you're still kind of attached. We get attached and our identities become attached to people. We don't really know who we are when we're going through pain. But look to the sky and say thank you. Do it in the daylight, do it in the dark. Say thank you. There is life after being brokenhearted. I promise you it is. Okay, now I've spent a little bit of time telling you about some of the traditions of Valentine's Day. I've given you a few things that you might consider doing for this Valentine's Day. And I've talked to you about what and ways you might manage dealing with the experience of being brokenhearted in the moment. More than anything, I'm just saying to you, love yourself. Love yourself with all that you can. And when you love yourself well, you will attract love that will love you well. All right, as I go, and I want to thank you for having spent this time with me. I want you to remember that I want you to look at Amelia Malan's creations at Amelia Malan 91. Amelia is creating some really incredible pieces, and you will want one. And I think she's going to be creating a new line that may speak to you in such a way as to liberate and empower you to go on and become your best and better self. For those of you who may be experiencing some credit difficulties, I want you to spend some time with my friend Wesley at 602-670-6248 inside the continental United States, and let him help you rebuild and restore your credit. Thank you for this time you spent with me today. I'm Oscar Crawford. I love you, and I can't wait to hang out with you again sometime soon.